Right, welcome back to another game in the 1927 Eastern Colored League replay. This is using a game that's called Dice Baseball 2. It's a free game that I found on tabletop-sports.com in the download section. I went ahead and used the inside the instructions, it tells you how to rate players. And so I went ahead and made some cards for the 1927 Eastern Colored League, which is a Negro League that played back in the 20s and folded by the time we got to the Great Depression. I think the Great Depression was actually the reason that the league folded. But this is sort of toward the end of it, and I tried to choose a season where the most teams were playing. So this is that season. We are on game number 4. This is going to be the Baltimore Black Sox, which you see in the orange here, against the Atlantic City Bacharach Giants. The Bacharach Giants were the winners of the Eastern Color League. They actually played a Negro League World Series with the, I want to say it was the Negro National League. Excuse me. And so they sort of played in one league, and then the Eastern Color League played in their league, and then they brought the winners of those two teams together, and then they played in the Negro League World Series. And so that was the Bacharach Giants were the Eastern Colored League representative against the American Giants, I think, which was a Chicago team. And the American Giants, they had met 2 years in a row. The American Giants won both. But that was back when they were playing 9-game series, so a long time ago. So we have this game here. Baltimore is 1-0. They won their first game 7-0. And the Bacharach Giants are 0-1. They lost to the Harrisburg Giants 13-3. So 1-0 Black Sox on the road at the Bacharach Giants in Atlantic City. This is the Atlantic City's second home game. His first road game for Baltimore. Let's run through the starting lineups very quickly. For Baltimore, it's Wilson, the third baseman, leading off. Johnson in right field. Washington in center. Holloway is in left field, and he's batting cleanup. I moved Brown up a spot. He was 4 for 4 with like 4 RBIs or something like that in the first game. So I moved him up a little bit, see if he can continue his hot hitting. Taylor, the first baseman, will be hitting 6th. Clark is the catcher. He's hitting 7th. Jackson at second. And the pitcher is Bob McClure. You can see he's a right-hander. He can go 5 innings before he starts to lose his effectiveness. And then we'll see the Atlantic City lineups for the home team. It is Cheney White in center field. Hubbard is in right, batting second. Dick Lundy is the shortstop. In one of the games that I played, Lundy had a walk-off hit against the 27 Yankees to win that one. Eggy Dallard at first. Smith, Clarence Smith, I think. Charles Smith. Maybe Charles Smith. In left. Marcel is the third baseman. He's hitting 6th. Lewis at second base is hitting 7th. Jones is the catcher. And then hitting 9th and pitching is Rats Henderson, which sometimes I just love the names. Rats Henderson, I love it. He had 23 starts, 12-5 in 1927, 2.86 ERA in 148 innings pitched. For McClure, it's a 10-6 record in 25 games, 3.74 ERA. So it should be a well-pitched ball game, but we'll see how this turns out. There's been some good pitching matchups, and there's been some sort of tough ones. We've had a 13-run game, a 10-run game, and but one of those was a shutout, so don't know what's coming. This game, it really only takes 2d6 dice, but we're gonna roll 4, just to kind of take away the number of rolls that I need to roll. We have our charts over here to the side, and I think we're ready to get rolling. So this is the first inning. It'll be Judd, Wilson, and then Johnson and Washington for the Baltimore Black Sox. And the pitch from Rats Henderson is going to be an infield pop-up. That goes to, we're going to read the blue die first and then the red one. So that's going to be an infield fly. That's actually a pop-up, and it will go to the shortstop. So the shortstop Lundy puts it away for out number 1. Brings up Pearly Johnson, the right fielder. He's batting right-handed in this one. Just a 5, and that means he only has 5 opportunities for a hit. So not a great hitter, but I have him there just in case we need to do some bunting. So that's mostly why I have him there. Trying to play it a little bit old school. He's also very fast, so putting him at the top of the order might be helpful. 6-5 is going to be a ground out, and that goes to the shortstop. So 6-3 on the put out as Lundy has made both plays here in the first inning. And brings up the center fielder Pete Washington. 288 average, 10 home runs in only 229 at bats. So he's probably a 25 to 30 home run type guy and 600 at bats. And so here's a 3-6. 3-6 will be another infield fly. This time it's going to be a pop-up again. And that pop-up goes to the second baseman. So P4 on the put-out, and just like that, 1-2-3 goes Baltimore in the top of the first inning. Nice start for Rats Henderson. Coming up in the bottom of the first, it's going to be Cheney White, Jesse Hubbard. I want to say Ron Hubbard, but it's Jesse Hubbard and Dick Lundy. So the pitch from McClure, that's going to be an infield fly. This time, it's going to be a line drive, and that's going to go to the second baseman. So hit hard, but hit right to the second baseman. Sorry, that's going to be a L4. And Hubbard stands in. He's a left-handed batter, 262 average, 8 homers, 10 doubles, and 263 at-bats. 3-5 is going to be a ground ball. So you can see here 3-5. So we do the top row first, and then the y-axis is second. So x-axis first. So 3 and 5, and that's going to be a ground ball to the second baseman. So Jackson makes the throw, and that's going to be 2 quick outs in the inning. Brings up Dick Lundy, switch hitting shortstop, batting left-handed against the right-hander McClure. Another 5-3. 5-3 is going to be a single for Lundy. So Lundy at first. He's a fast runner. Let's go ahead and try to get him in scoring position with 2 down. And that's the one roll where he can get caught. So Lundy gets thrown out, and that's going to end the inning. It's going to bring up Crush Holloway to lead off the inning, and then it's Brown, Country Brown, and then Taylor. I don't remember Taylor's first name. 2-1 is going to be a fly out, and that goes to, he's batting left-handed, so it's a fly out to right field. So it's going to be a pull side fly out, 4, 5, or 6 on the blue die for a fly out. It's going to be a pull side fly out. A 1 is to the opposite field, and everything else is to center field. There's a 2-5. A 2-5 is going to be a fly ball, so that goes to the opposite field. That'll be another fly ball to right. And Scrappy Brown out for the first time. It's not Country Brown, it's Scrappy Brown. Scrappy Brown is out for the first time in this young season. Brings up Ben Taylor, the first baseman. 6-2 is going to be an infield fly, and that'll be a line drive, and that goes to the second baseman. So L4, and another 1-2-3 inning for Rats Henderson. Again, he had a sub-3 ERA, so good pitcher. He also has a -1, so he's going to turn one of those singles into a ground out. It's going to be Eggy Dallard up first for Atlantic City. 5-4 is nothing. We just missed the walk, and a 5-4 is going to be a fly ball. That is to right field. Can of corn out there in right field. and it is Johnson that makes the play. Eggy Dowler down for the first out. In steps Clarence Smith. Smith, a right-handed batter. 4-5 is going to be a ground out, and that goes to the second baseman. Doesn't take long in this game when you start to get down, you know, where the ball's going, and the game actually picks up some speed as you play it a little bit more. A la Appa. For the third batter in the inning, it's going to be Marcel, the third baseman. He's an 11 batter, so 11 chances for a hit off of his card, but only a couple of extra base hits, so had quite a few triples, 6 triples, but only a couple of home runs. 5-3 is going to be a single, and that's a base knock for Oliver Marcel. He's a fast runner. Again, let's try to get him in scoring position. The only time he can be thrown out is on a 6. And of course, everybody's getting thrown out. So that's also going to end the inning. That two caught stealings to end the inning, which is, you know, a 1 out of 6 is only like a 16% chance of getting caught, and that's happened to them both. So it's going to be Clark, Jackson, and McClure, bottom third of the Baltimore order, as we're moving along at a healthy clip here. It's going to be a grounder to the second baseman. And over to first for out number 1, Bobby Clark, not the hockey player, but Bob Clark, the baseball player, is out. And that brings up Dick Jackson. 4-1 to Jackson is going to be a base hit. And Jackson has average speed. He's at first. We're going to go ahead and lay down the bunt with Bob McClure. Only a 117 average, so he's like the worst kind of hitter. He only has five chances per hit. So let's go ahead and drop down a bunt. Sacrifice bunt is here. So we just roll 1d6. A 3 is good. And so that sacrifice goes to McClure. Puts a runner at second base with 2 outs, and an opportunity here for Wilson to drive in the first run of the game. Left-handed batter, Judd Wilson. Wilson is a 12. He's got a lot of opportunities for a hit here, and he avoids it. So that's going to be a ground out to the second baseman, and that'll be the third out of the inning. So Baltimore gets the first hit of the game, but they can't move the runner over and in. They move him over, but not the in part. And so we remain tied at 0 as we go to the bottom of the third. Last 3 in the order for Atlantic City. A 1-5 is going to be a strikeout. That's off of McClure's card. First K of the day for Bob McClure. And Milton Lewis is down on strikes. Brings up the catcher, Willie Jones. Jones, a decent catcher, 274 average. Not much pop, but 9 doubles in 226 at-bats. 5-5 is going to be a walk. So the pitcher card giveth and the pitcher card taketh. So we got a runner at first base with 1 out. And let's go ahead and 190 average for Henderson. Let's go ahead and roll for the sacrifice hit. A 1 is an interesting play. A 1, we need to roll again. So if it's a 1-3, it's a single. A 4-6, it's going to be an error on the play. So a 1 is a single, so that turns out to be an infield single. And the runner is going to advance to second base on the single. I need to do a better job of being thorough with my score sheets. I'm taking these and I'm putting them into the Green Fox Excel score sheet, and then I have it set up for each team. So then I'm sort of replaying the game and inputting the game into the Excel sheet, and then calculating all the stats, and then I'm taking all those stats and accumulating them into a different tab for each team. So hopefully at the end I will be able to have calculated stats for all the teams. I went through and did formulas for average and you know, all the slash line statistics. So average on base, slugging, OPS. I did ERA and K percentage, walk percentage for batters and pitchers both. I want to say there was something else that I did, but you know, wins, losses, saves, that kind of thing. Game started. So hopefully there'll be some pretty good baseline stats for all of these teams. But we got 2 on with 1 out, and Cheney White, who is in 11. So good opportunity here for Atlantic City with a good hitter at the plate. A 6-2 though is going to be an infield fly. That's going to be a line drive, and a 3 means that there's no double play attempt. So let's see where that goes. A line drive to 7 is going to be a liner to short. So he hits it hard, but he hits it right to the shortstop. That's going to be a 2. So on a double play or on an infield fly, we look to see if it's a pop-up or a line drive. And then we have the second roll, which is what I did before I rolled the red and blue dice again. So a 1 to 4 is no double play attempt possible, and then a 5 to 6 means that you can have a double play attempt, and then you would roll 1 more time over here to see is there a double play. So kind of a cool little mechanic, and pretty easy to do, just a few rolls. So Cheney White is down on the line drive to the shortstop. Still 2 on at first and second with 2 down now. Base hit from Hubbard will score a run. That's going to be a strikeout though off of McClure's card, and second K of the day comes in the same inning, and McClure gets out of this jam. Still tied at 0 as we head to the top of the 4th inning. This game is between the Baltimore Black Sox and the Atlantic City Bacharach Giants. I like that the game plays quickly and sort of easy to understand. Shouldn't take you too long to get through games once you're going through it. So the pitch from Rats Henderson. We are to Pearly Johnson. Pearly Johnson playing right field for Baltimore. 4-6 is going to be a fly ball that goes to left field. So a pull side fly ball from Pearly Johnson, and he is now 0 for 2 on the day. Brings up center fielder Pete Washington. A 5-2 is going to be another fly ball, this time to the opposite field, so that's going to be out to the right fielder, and the right fielder Hubbard puts it away for out number 2. Crush Holloway batting 3rd or 4th in this one, and he is 0 for 1. He flied out to right in his first at bat. 5-4 is going to be another fly ball, this time to left field. So Baltimore peppering the outfield with fly balls, and the Bacharach Giants are up to it. So that's going to take us to the bottom of the 4th inning. Still tied at 0. Nice pitching matchup here between Rats Henderson and Bob McClure. McClure facing off against the dangerous Dick Lundy. A 1-4 is going to be a base knock for Lundy. He's now 2 for 2. And we're going to send him again. Oh, he's just in there. This time it's a 5. So Lundy in scoring position, and that will bring up Eggy Dallard to the plate. Dallard, first baseman. He's got 3 extra base hits, but when he hits an extra base hit, he's got pop. So a 4-6 is going to be a fly ball. That's going to go out to left field. I'm sorry, to right field. And that's going to be out number 1. Runner stays at second base. Need to create some sort of tag up sort of thing going on there. I guess I could technically use the runner advancement for that. Yeah, I guess I could technically do that. So Clarence Smith is up. He's got he's 0 for 1. We got a 2-3. A 2-3 is a fly ball. This time it's going to go to center field. Can of corn out into center field. Washington makes the play. And Oliver Marcel stands in. He's got one more shot here to knock in a run. Single scores 1. 6-3 is going to be a ground ball that goes to the second baseman, and that will not score the run as they strand a runner at second base. Lundy gets on with the single and gets a stolen base, but they can't bring him around, and we go to the top of the 5th inning, still tied at 0. Rats Henderson can go 6. McClure can go 5, so they still are okay with their effectiveness. 2-2. This is going to be an extra base hit for Brown. Oh, actually it's not. It's just going to be a single. So Brown picking up where he left off. He's at first base with nobody out. Brings up Ben Taylor. Taylor, 335 average in 1927. Chance to do a little damage here. 2-3 isn't going to get it done. That's going to be a fly ball to center field. And that'll be out number 1 as Taylor goes down. He's had a tough start to the season. Not a great first game either. Brings up Bob Clark. Clark grounded out to second, his first at bat. 3-4 is going to be another ground ball, this time to the shortstop. Got a chance for a double play here. You can see our double play mechanic. So we're going to roll again, and we have shortstop, and any of these numbers here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 11, is going to be a double play. It's a 9, and so they're going to be able to get the lead runner, but that's it. So they can't turn 2, but we have a fielder's choice here. This is out number 2, and we're going to go 6-4 on the put out. And Bobby Clark standing at first base now with 2 down, and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Dick Jackson. 5-6. 5-6 is going to be another ground ball, this time to 11. A ground ball to 11 is the first baseman, and he's going to take it unassisted to first base. So Dallard makes the play, and we head to the bottom of the 5th inning, still tied at 0. That was a big play at second base, getting the out there. Be Milton Lewis, Willie Jones, and then the pitcher, Rats Henderson, for the Bacharach Giants. 6-1 is going to be a ground ball that goes to the shortstop, so 6. A 6 or a 7 is to the shortstop, and that's going to be out number 1 as Lewis is now 0 for 2. Brings up Willie Jones. Jones walked in his first at bat. This time he is going to strike out. So 3rd K of the day for Bob McClure, and that brings up the 9th place hitter, Rats Henderson. Henderson, average hitter, 190 is his average, and we have a 4-1. 4-1 is actually going to be a base knock, and he's 2 for 2. Is Rats Henderson. He tried to lay down a bunt in the first inning just to sacrifice and wound up at first base with a single. And now we got the dangerous Cheney White. That's going to be an extra base hit, and a 7 is going to be a double. So a 2-bagger for Cheney White with 2 outs. That's going to score the runner from first. And the first lead of the day comes from a Cheney White double as he wraps one down the line, and he's standing at second base, still in scoring position for Hubbard. A 1-4 to Hubbard is going to be a base knock, and that is going to score the second run. So RBI single for Hubbard, and that's going to extend the lead to 2-0 now for the Bacharach Giants. We're trying to get off the schneid. They lost their first game 13-3 to the Harrisburg Giants. Got another extra base hit here, and for Dick Lundy, you see the 1-1, the extra base hit, a 7 is going to be a triple for the very fast Lundy. And they have done basically everything that you could do in this inning except hit a home run. And 3 straight hits, 3 straight runs, and it's now 3-0. Eggy Dallard up. He's got one 90 feet away if he can get a base hit. 3-4 is going to be a strikeout off of McClure's card. And his 4th K comes with 2 down, and that's going to stop the bleeding But the Bacharach Giants do score 3 in the bottom of the 5th. They take a 3-0 lead over the Baltimore Black Sox. Rats Henderson's going to face off against the pitcher McClure. Actually, we should let's go ahead and get a we'll get a pinch hitter here for McClure. Let me pause this and find a pinch hitter. All right, the new hitter for Baltimore is going to be Bill Monroe. He's an infielder, and he is a 7, 222 average. Not a great average, but we'll see if what he can do. He's actually going to get on via an error, and we have an error. We can see here our errors. That's going to be on an infielder, and it will be a 2-base error. And let's see who does that. So he's going to wind up at second base on the error from the pitcher. So the pitcher Henderson throws it past the first baseman, and he winds up at second base on the error. We'll say E1. And just like that, they're in business. He's a slow runner, so not a lot going on there, but we'll see if the Black Sox can cash in on this big error. That's going to be a walk off of the pitcher card. So Henderson's shaking up a little bit. He's got 2 on with nobody out now. And Pearlie Johnson coming to the plate. There's a 5-6. 5-6 is going to be a grounder to the shortstop. Let's see if it's a double play. A 6 to the shortstop is going to be a double play. So we're going to go 6-4-3. And just a killer play for the Black Sox. I'm going to move over to third base on the fielder's choice. And so now I have a runner at third with 2 down. Brings up Pete Washington to the plate. 6-5 is another ground ball, this time to the shortstop. He wings it over to first, and that's going to be the 3rd out of the inning. So golden opportunity there for Baltimore with 2 on and nobody out, and they are not able to get the runs in. So we head to the bottom of the 6th inning, and we need a new pitcher. So let's go and bring in a new pitcher. Sorry. The guy I used last time was Bill Force. So maybe we'll just we'll work off of that again. Use him as a reliever, sort of a long relief kind of guy. So we got Bill Force here. We're going to insert him into the lineup. So Monroe is out. Force is in. He's a right-hander. And he can go 5 innings as well. So for Bob McClure, it's 5 innings and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, and I believe 4 Ks. 4 Ks. So not a bad start there for McClure. He did have a rough. He had a rough 5th inning there as he gave up a lot of hits just in a row, which sometimes happens and sometimes doesn't, just like in regular baseball. So 3-0 is our score. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning, and it will be Bill Force facing off against Clarence Smith, Oliver Marcel, and Milton Lewis. So we have a 2-2. 2-2 is going to be extra bases. A 6 is going to be a double, and that's going to be a leadoff double for Smith. who's standing at second with nobody out, and Oliver Marcel now comes to the plate. Marcel, good game in his first game. Here he's got 1 for 2. 5-2 is going to be a fly ball that goes out to center field. No advancement from the runner, and we are at 1 out with a runner at second base, and Milton Lewis stands in the right-hand batter's box. We got a 1-1. 1-1 is going to be extra bases. A 5 is going to be a bomb as Lewis gets a hold of one and he tags it to left field, and that's going to be a 2-run homer for the Bacharach Giants as he drives in the run from second base. And just like that, the score is 5-0. The Atlantic City Bacharach Giants. Brings up Willie Jones, the catcher. 6-1 is going to be a ground ball that goes to 10. That will be a grounder to first base. Pitching it over to the pitcher covering, and they get the out at first base. 2 down now, with Rats Henderson coming to the plate. 6-4. 6-4 is going to be a fly ball that goes out to center field, and that is the 3rd out. But Atlantic City puts 2 more on the board. They're up 5-0. Rats Henderson is still on the mound. This time we're going to take away this 1-4, so that's going to become a hit at some point for somebody. In fact, right off the bat, look at that. It becomes a base hit for Crush Holloway. You can see that 1-4 there is normally a single on his normal card with his normal effectiveness. That's going to be a ground out, but instead it's a base hit. He has passed officially his stamina, his effectiveness rating. So we got a runner at first base who is a fast runner. Let's go ahead and try to steal second with him. He's in there. It behooves you to try to steal with the fast runners. It's a 1 out of 6 chance that they will not make it, so it's worth a try. 4-1 is going to be another base hit, and that's a base hit to the opposite field, which is to right field. It's not your best chances to score, so we're going to leave that right there. See if they can put up a big inning. We got Ben Taylor, who is due. He is a 12. Runners at the corners, nobody out. A 5-5 is going to be extra bases, and just like that, Ben Taylor tags one, and that is deep into the night, and that's going to be a 3-run jack, and that gets Baltimore right back into it. As you get a 3-run homer, brings home Brown from first and brings home Holloway from third. And just like that, they're back in the game. Baltimore down now 5-3. Taylor, only 2 home runs, 9 doubles though, in 236 at bats. So not a great chance of hitting a home run, but he got a hold of one there. Brings up the catcher Clark. That's going to be a strikeout off of the Rats Henderson card. So that will be just out number 1. So 3 runs in and 1 down. Brings up Dick Jackson, the second baseman. Average hitter, 225, 231 at bats. This is going to go for extra bases, and that's an 8, and that'll be a double. 7 would have been a triple. Might be time to replace old Rats Henderson. I don't know. Let's see. We got Bill Force up. Let's let Force hit away, see if he can get lucky and drive in a run, and he's going to. A 6-6 with a 5 is actually going to be a triple for Bill Force. Yeah, 1 triple and 48 at bats, which is actually, you know, pretty solid for a pitcher. So that's going to be an RBI triple. And we're going to stick with it. See if Rats Henderson can get out of this jam. 1 down, runner at third base. 5-1 is going to be another strikeout. So Henderson bearing down here. Just got 2 down now. Judd Wilson is 0 for 3. Brings up Pearly Johnson. Pearly Johnson also 0 for. And a 4-1 is going to be a ground ball. And that will be to the second baseman. So they score 4 runs. Baltimore does in the 7th. They put up 7 in their first game, so they have the ability to score. It's 5-4 now as Henderson gets out of that inning still with the lead. We are going to go back to the top of the order with Cheney White and Atlantic City in the bottom of the 7th. A 4-3. 4-3 is going to be a ground ball to 4. That'll be a ground ball to third base. We go 5-3 on the putout and gets the speedy Cheney White. Brings up Jesse Hubbard. Hubbard, the right fielder. 6-5 is going to be a ground ball to 10. That'll be a ground ball that he wraps to first base. And taking it to the bag is the first baseman, Taylor. Taylor feeling pretty good after that 3-run jack last inning. Brings up Dick Lundy. Lundy is 3 for 3, couple singles and a triple. Here he is going to have another base hit. 4 for 4 for the shortstop Lundy. Let's get him to second base. He's in there. And a la Ronald Acuna, he's basically a single is a double, a walk is a double. And hopefully our sheet is not messed up here. But Eggy Dallard stands in. A 5-2 to Dallard is going to be a fly ball. That's to the pull side, so that's a fly ball to right field, and that's going to end the inning. As the Bacharach Giants strand a runner in scoring position. It's 5-4, our score. Let's bring in a new pitcher for Henderson. Let's see what we got coming off the bench here. Farrell pitched in the first game. Gillespie threw in the last game, pitched really well. Greer didn't get into many. Hubbard actually was a pitcher. So if we're going to do that, we'd have to bring in somebody else. Let's go with Lockhart. See what happens here. Could be gas on the fire. I don't know. Lockhart is a lefty. He can go 6 innings. And Rats Henderson goes 7. So we'll put him there. He's going to come in here. All right. So Hubert Lockhart, you can see here quite a few Ks, but also is going to be giving up a single. He's a +1. That's what that means. So instead of a ground ball out here, he's going to give up a single on a 1-2. Probably his luck. That's what he'll do first. Seems to be how these things work. So Henderson goes 7. Gives up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 hits. 4 runs. All earned. He had 1 walk and just a couple of strikeouts. All right. It's 5-4, and Hubert Lockhart's going to try to hold the lead here, pitching the 8th and the 9th. 5-2 is going to be a fly ball. That's out to center field. And Washington is down. He is now 0 for 4 in this one. 1 for 3 is Crush Holloway. He had a single and scored on the 3-run homer by Taylor in the last inning. 4-2 is going to be a single. So back-to-back hits for him in the game. He's now 2 for 4. Crush Holloway is a fast runner. Let's see if we can get him to second base. Oh, he gets caught stealing. So that's going to be out number 2. And that brings up Scrappy Brown. Scrappy Brown, a 1-2. Look at that. Instead of a ground out, it's a single. I knew that was going to happen at some point to this guy. So, Scrappy Brown, ironically, is not fast. He's an average base runner. And we got the man of the hour here, Ben Taylor. Will he hit 2 home runs? Another one would put him ahead. We got a 6-4. 6-4 is going to be a fly ball. He drives it deep, but not deep enough, as he hits that one to deep right field. And that's going to come up just a little bit short. So drama playing out in the 8th. But Baltimore can't get home any runs. They get 2 on, but they can't bring them around. And we're going to head to the bottom of the 8th inning with Clarence Smith, Oliver Marcel, and I'm going to remember Lewis's name, Milton Lewis. I'll remember it at some point. Here's a 5-3. A 5-3 is going to be a base hit for Smith. He's 2 for 4 in the game. He stands at first base for Oliver Marcel. Marcel, 1 for 3 in this one. And a 6-2 is going to be an infield fly of some sort. So let's see. That will be a line drive. And a 3 means there's no double play. So that'll be a liner to the pitcher. And that'll be out number 1. Again, when there's an infield pop-up or a line drive with less than 2 outs, you can check for a double play. And if there's a double play possibility, then you would roll one more time. And a 5 or 6 would be a double play. A 1 to 4 would be no double play. Milton Lewis to the plate. That's a 6. So a 5-6 is going to be a grounder. That goes to the second baseman. And we have a double play opportunity here. We got a 12 to the second baseman. That's going to be a little slow grounder to second. Can't make the play at first, so he's going to go 4-3 on the putout. Base runner is going to move to second on the fielder's choice. And that will bring up Jones to the plate. Tell you what they're going to do. They're going to intentionally walk Jones. Which brings the pitcher to the plate. So runners at first and second with 2 down. And Hubert Lockhart coming up. He is a 222 hitter, 36 at-bats. 5-1, look at that. That's going to be a strikeout from Bill Force. And that is how you work around it when the pitcher is batting. So we go to the top of the 9th inning, last chance for Baltimore. They're down 5-4 in this one, and facing off against Hubert Lockhart. 6.25 ERA. We're all sort of waiting for the wheels to fall off of this one. And let's see what happens. Bob Clark and the rest of the bottom of the order are up. 5-1 is going to be a strikeout. He's got a 13% K percentage, which is pretty high for back then, actually. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4. The highest strikeouts, I think you can go 6. So he's, pretty high up there. That's going to be 1 down as Clark strikes out for the 2nd time in a row. Brings up Dick Jackson. On the bench, they have 1 guy. They have Mark Eggleston, who's a 12. So if he gets a chance, he's going to bat next. So maybe he'll be able to bat with with a runner on. 5-4. 5-4 is going to be a fly ball that goes out to left field. And the left fielder is Smith. He makes the play. So we're going to get a pinch hitter here for Force. And it'll be Mark Eggleston. Eggleston, with 1 swing of the bat, could tie it up. He had 5 home runs in 193 at-bats. He is a pinch hitter in the 9th, and he is a switch hitter. So we'll get him here. Batting right-handed against the starting pitcher Lockhart, or against the lefty Lockhart. Here it is. 1 out wins the game for the Giants. 1 swing of the bat could tie it. It's a 6-6, and that's an opportunity. And a 7. Oh, it's a triple as he just hits it off the top of the wall. And he cruises into third base for the triple as Eggleston at first with another great hitter, Judd Wilson, at the plate. And an opportunity again for them to break it open. 9 home runs and 245 at-bats. The Bacharach Giant faithful are holding their breath in this one. A 2-6 is going to be a ground ball. That goes to 9, and the second baseman over to the first baseman, and that will be the ball game. So the Atlantic City Bacharach Giants hold on in this one 5-4. Exciting ending there, as the tying run was only 90 feet away, and that was a good baseball game. So Atlantic City evens their record at 1-1. Baltimore drops to 1-1. And let me figure out the totals here. All right, coming back with the totals in this one. It's going to be 4 runs on 10 hits. And sorry, I didn't figure out the errors. No errors. For Baltimore, I think there was 1 error in the game here. Yep. So it's 5 runs on 12 hits and 1 error for Atlantic City. The winning pitcher is Rats Henderson. 7 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, 1 walk, and 2 Ks. Lockhart came and shut down the game with 2 shutout innings, gave up only 3 hits. For the Baltimore Black Sox, it's McClure, 5 innings, 8 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, and 4 Ks. And then Forrest came in and gave up 2 runs in 3 innings. So that is that's the game. Put it down in our league here. We'll say 4 and 5. Next game up is going to be Brooklyn at Harrisburg, and that'll be game number 5 in this Eastern Colored League series replay. And on top, there are several teams with 1 win. I guess 3 teams now sort of tied atop with 1 win. And after I get 8 or 10 games in, I'll show you the statistics. I mean, it doesn't do anything to show you stats from 1 or 2 games of a team. So I'll accumulate a little bit, and then we'll have some of those statistics, print them out, and take a look at them together. This is a game called Dice Baseball 2. If you want to know more about how to play or just about the game itself, I have an introductory video. I'll put that down in the description below, and you can follow that link. Eventually, I'm working on getting the spreadsheet that I use, and I'll put out a video, just a screen share of showing you how to make teams yourself if you want to. I'll share that. It's a Google Sheet, so you can just take it online and make a copy for yourself. And I'll share that with everybody, and you can go through. I'll show you how to rate a more modern team from the 60s, 70s, I mean, even all the way to today. The statistics are just using super basic batting average and on-base percentage, just things that people have calculated throughout history. And so it's not anything amazing, different types of hits, and those have always been kept. So this is 1927, no problems creating the cards. I don't have to jump through any hoops or do anything else. And you can see that you can still come out with a pretty sophisticated card, even just using some math to create a little sophistication, which the designer of the game has done that. He took it from the Fireside baseball book. I can't remember, Fireside Handbook, Fireside Book of Baseball, I think it's called. he adapted that game that's inside that book to this game that you see here, and these charts, and added these charts in. So you'll be able to get the charts. All I did was basically copy them and reformat them. I didn't do a lot of extra. There's a little bit extra down here, but I haven't done a lot of extra with the charts. And then the cards, you can go through and kind of make them however you want whenever you're creating your own cards. I've got a little space here for a logo. A lot of these teams don't have logos, and maybe half do, half don't. Or if they had a logo, it's just not uploaded, or something that you can get easily. So, more modern teams in Major League Baseball, obviously you're going to be able to use a logo from sportslogos.net, or just copy it from Baseball Reference or something like that. As long as these cards are just for your own purposes, which they should be, then there's no issue with using logos in your own games. If you try to sell them, that becomes a whole different story. You have to have rights to do that. So I will provide that spreadsheet for you, and you can create your own seasons, or just take different teams if you want, like a super league with your favorite teams or whatever. You can just create those teams pretty easily, and then creating the cards is basically copy and paste, and then you got to do some manual input as well. So it's not difficult, but it does take a little bit of time to go through and create the cards. This was easy to do. There's only 7 teams, and in 1927 there's only like 7 pitchers per team. So if you're doing a more modern season with more pitchers, it becomes a little bit more difficult. But then you can choose, pick and choose who you want to be in your replay. You don't have to take all the pitchers and that kind of thing. So that's your prerogative and your game, but it allows you to sort of easily create cards for a game that plays well, and the game engine plays just fine. You get all kinds of scores. You can see, you've got 13-3, 7-0, 10-9, 5-4. So you're getting a lot of good variability in the scores. So it seems to me like the engine is a good engine to play. All right. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down in the comments section below. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, click on subscribe. And this will be my main channel for all of the games that I'm playing, all the games that I'm creating, any updates or news from the games that I've created before. So for On Base, for No Huddle, for Up Tempo, for Triple Play, Quick Play Baseball, On Base Advanced even. So any of the games that I've created, you will get all the updates here. So I'm not going to do a separate channel for each one anymore. They're going to be sort of pulled together in this Clark Addison Gaming Company channel. If you want to join the Facebook group, there'll be a link in the description. It's a private group, and just for the Clark Addison Gaming Company. Talk about the games, ask questions, give suggestions, maybe things that you're looking for, seasons that you like to see for particular games. And then if you want to purchase any of my games or see what I have for sale, you can go to Clark and Addison Gaming, GAMING.com, clarkandaddisongaming.com, and I'll put that down in the description as well. You can follow that link. But that's got every game that I've made. Well, most of them. I'm still porting some of the old games over onto the new website. So not everything is available there, but most of the more popular games that I have are there. And you can purchase them. You can download different free resources as well. And you can learn about the games themselves. So that's it for here. Atlantic City holds on and wins this one 5-4 against the Baltimore Black Sox. They even their record to 1-1. And again, they are the league champions and had the best pitching in the league. And maybe that was on display a little bit here today. Taylor almost got him with the three-run home run and got him close, but just couldn't get over the hump in this one. Stay tuned for more of these Eastern Color League games. I don't know that I'll play every single one on the video, but definitely going to play many of them on the video. We got 70 games total in this season, so 7 teams, they play each other 10 times, and so I believe that's how it works, 70. And so we'll try to get as many of these online as we can. And the game is very fun to play. Very quick, light, not necessarily super fast, but it feels like it plays fast, so that's a nice thing. All right, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. That's my last little plea. And I appreciate your support. I appreciate you watching. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.